Hello guys! So today I wanted to talk a little bit about nutrition, and I know I made a video about this a while back, kind of like my take on autoimmune protocol and like any kind of, I don't know, like autoimmune program, I guess I should say, or diet or stuff like that. So this one is going to be my opinion on how to diet, basically, or what I think about dieting in terms of like for rheumatoid arthritis, but also for fitness as well, because I know that there are a lot of different opinions out there. So oh my god, there's a fly. So first of all, I want to start off this video by a disclaimer, or like stating a disclaimer. I am not a registered dietitian, nor am I a medical professional or doctor, so please don't ask me like how to cure your RA or what to do to cure it or what to do to treat it, because I am not the person to ask for that. It would be very irresponsible for me to just give you like medical advice, especially on like medications and dosages and all of those things. So please don't ask that in the comments, and don't take this like as medical advice either, because there is no cure for RA. No diet is going to magically cure your rheumatoid arthritis, most likely. So just kind of take that into consideration. Anyways, so the best diet is going to be different for everybody. And I know I just said that a diet will not cure your rheumatoid arthritis. However, everybody is very different. Some people, their autoimmune problems stem from like maybe a food intolerance or a food allergy or something like that, whereas maybe cutting out gluten or cutting out a certain type of food can kind of like put them into remission or heal them. Yeah, but I'm not going to really get into that part of it. Basically, I'm just saying like it's going to be very different for everybody. Some people thrive on like plant-based diets. Some people thrive on more like carnivore-ish diets or like paleo. So it really just depends on the person and their body. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say everybody needs to follow a plant-based diet in order to get rid of their RA, because that's not true. So you need to listen to your body and figure out your own triggers. Your triggers may not be the same as somebody else's and vice versa. So you have to take that into consideration as well. Do not try to follow somebody else's, like what works for them, thinking that it's just going to magically work for you, because that's just not how it goes. Unfortunately with RA, I mean, like, our treatments are so different, like different medications work for everybody. So what makes you think that one diet is going to like fix everybody, you know? So just remember that, and remember that it's going to, like, a good diet is going to be different for everybody. So this is going to be like my own opinion on dieting and what kind of like diet is best. So the most important thing is making sure that your diet is sustainable, okay? So this means that you're going to be able to follow a certain diet or nutrition protocol for a long period of time. And again, this is different for everybody, but this is just my opinion. I think that it should be something that's sustainable, that you can manage to follow for a longer period of time than like a week or a month or something like that, because there are diets out there that are like very quick fixes and they're meant to be very temporary. They're not going to give you long-lasting, sustaining results. And all of like those fast weight loss diets and like supplements and whatever, like things that promise you results very quickly by like crash dieting for a week or whatever it is, your weight is going to come back very quickly when you end that diet. So just keep that in mind. The number one thing I think is sustainability, especially when it comes to fat loss or weight loss, and especially important if you are a beginner. because otherwise it's not going to be likely that you're going to be able to stick to a plan for a long time if it's not sustainable for you. And it doesn't have to be super extreme either. I know there are a lot of extreme diets out there, but it really doesn't have to be that extreme. You can make small habit shifts. You can make food switches in your meals. You can start by eating a healthy breakfast every day for a week, and then maybe build on by eating a healthy breakfast and lunch every day of the week, the next week. So you don't have to go all in 100% on something really extreme right away. You can actually build up towards what you enjoy to do. And if you don't like doing extreme, like clean eating or that kind of thing, you do not have to do that. I like to balance my foods. I don't eat 100% clean all of the time, as you already know. I make room for things that I'm craving. If I'm craving Oreos, like, I'm not afraid to eat them. If I'm craving a Pop-Tart, I'm not afraid to eat it, especially because my goal right now is to gain muscle. But yeah, so just make sure that it is something that is sustainable for you, something that you can maintain over a long period of time. Also something that you can actually balance between or within your lifestyle. So for example, if you are a super busy person, cooking every meal fresh all the time is probably not going to be as sustainable as being able to meal prep and quickly prepare your meals and things like that. The next thing is to incorporate obviously anti-inflammatory foods into your diet. And I recommend this to anybody, but especially if you have rheumatoid arthritis or any kind of inflammatory or autoimmune disease or anything like that, because of the little bit every single day goes a long way when it comes to that stuff. So just adding in things like berries, leafy greens, you can have turmeric as a spice if you want to. So you can add a lot of very anti-inflammatory spices such as cinnamon. I think it was rosemary is one, turmeric or cumin. There's a lot out there. You can feel free to Google it, but there are a lot of herbs and spices that are great anti-inflammatories. So definitely incorporate some of that. And you don't have to go all in 100%, especially if you just got diagnosed. I know that there are so many things out there. It's super overwhelming. So you might think okay, I have to jump into this plant-based, no grains, whatever diet, and I have to do that right away in order to help myself. When in reality, you can build and just add in a little bit at a time. And you don't have to go all in like that in order to see the benefits. You can add in blueberries to your breakfast, or chia seeds, or flax seeds, or whatever it is. You can add leafy greens, vegetables to your meals as well. Obviously spices, like I said. So you can add those things in throughout the day and still see the benefits of it. Another thing is, do not fall for quick fixes. Like I was saying before, you don't want to fall for those diets that promise you super fast results if you cut carbs out for 10 weeks or whatever it is. Because the thing is, when your mind is already on okay, 10 weeks, I can do this, and you make it to the 10th week and you're like, okay, I only have to do this for one more week. Obviously, when you're in that mindset, you're probably going to go back to how you were eating after that 10th week, and all of your progress will be lost, because that's how keto works. And I'm sorry, I'm I don't want to say I'm totally against keto. I don't think keto is right for people who just simply want to lose weight. I think if you need keto for a medical purpose or something like that, obviously that's that's what it is, that's fine, and I think that's beneficial. However, if you are doing it just to lose weight, I do not think that that is the best way to go. So if you are kind of like on the fence of doing keto, please talk to me and I will convince you out of it, I promise. But yeah, that is my opinion on that. So don't fall for quick fixes. That includes like detoxes and like juice fasts and things like that as well. I don't think that those things are long lasting. That's not going to give you like results that you can actually maintain over a long period of time. Like you would rather have, maybe it would be slower like getting there, but at the same time you would be able to maintain those results for like a really long time rather than getting results super quickly and then quickly losing them again. So just kind of keep that in mind. I keep saying keep that in mind, but I'm just, like take notes if you want. I don't know. Anyways, another thing is don't cut out any macronutrient just for weight loss or fat loss, because that is something you should not do. And macronutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. The thing is, none of those specifically are going to make you gain weight or make you get fat or anything like that at all. Weight gain happens with a caloric surplus. So obviously if you are eating a ton of fat, like more than your body needs, then yes, you probably will gain weight. But does that mean like the fat is what's making you gain weight? No, it means that you're eating more than you should, that you're eating a lot more calories. And maybe some bloat is there too. But same thing with carbs. A lot of people want to blame carbs for their weight gain, but in reality, it's just how much you're actually eating. Oh my God, this is annoying. It's just how much you're eating, like how many carbs you're actually eating in a day. Same with like protein as well. People always say like you want to have like super high or not. Okay, people don't always say this, but there are people out there who say this. They think that like if you eat very high protein, you're going to lose weight. And that's not really true either, because if you are eating a ton of protein, just like any other macronutrient, that is going to be stored as fat if it's not used. So there you go. All macronutrients are equally important. It's just about having a balance of each one. Carbs and fats are your body's two primary sources of energy, and I do not recommend cutting any of them out, because carbs are needed for energy. They are stored in your body as fuel, especially for muscle growth and muscle strength and any kind of working out, as well as like fats are used as energy too, but they are super important for balancing your hormones and also absorbing some vitamins and minerals. So yeah, keep that in mind when you, or if you decide you might want to cut out fat, do not cut out fats. And then obviously protein is important overall, like muscle recovery, muscle growth, tissue health, all of those good things come from protein. So we definitely don't want to cut that out either. But yeah, so those are basically my tips on dieting with rheumatoid arthritis and for fitness related purposes. I know that it's hard to kind of mix the two, but that is just these are kind of just part of my own philosophy about it. And this is what I kind of like teach my clients as well. And this is what has worked for me. So again, but if you obviously if foods are causing you inflammation, are, making you flare up, definitely pay attention to that and cut those triggers out and figure out like what's going on there. And while doing that, I also recommend to seek the advice of a registered dietitian or a medical professional of some sort, so that way you can safely figure out like what's going on with the food and you can safely cut those things out as you go, but you won't, I just don't want to see anybody getting sick or losing too much weight or become like malnourished in the process, because that is unfortunately pretty common for those kind of extreme like autoimmune diets. So just be safe and be smart about it. So yeah, anyways, that is my opinion on dieting. I hope that you're all having a wonderful month. It has been a crazy July, that is for sure. And I hope you're all having fun watching the Olympics too. It's kind of fun to see, like, I don't know, it's just, I always like to watch the Olympics. So comment down below if you like watching the Olympics too, or give a like. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below any suggestions, anything that you would like to see or know about. And I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.